Royal watchers from all over our region have been in Norwich to catch a glimpse of the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh.
The royal couple were in the city to open the biggest building project at Norwich Cathedral for 900 years. Here's Natalie Gray.
Norwich Cathedral is one of Norfolk's most famous landmarks, and the Queen got to see it from above as well as below. She'd come with the Duke of Edinburgh to open a £10 million extension. The construction of the hostelry and refectory has taken over a decade and is the largest building project at the cathedral for 900 years. This is the Queen's first visit to this city for 8 years, and the turnout is surprisingly small. There's only about 100 people here, but they are enthusiastic. Yay! Mind you, the cathedral was packed inside with 900 guests for a special Thanksgiving service. Afterwards, the Queen met some of the master craftsmen who've worked on the new buildings and saw the cathedral's choir rehearse.
It's been a terrific day for us all at the Cathedral, a great moment of celebration for us here at the Cathedral, for the people of Norwich, the people of Norfolk.
Outside, Imogen Honey was dressed as a princess for this royal occasion. No comment from this pretty miss, but others were more forthcoming.
My name's Abigail Clark and I'm 9 years old, and I wanted to come and see the Queen because I've never seen her before. I like her hat.
I am very patriotic and very proud of my country I live in. I think the monarchy is a wonderful thing, the monarchy.
It was chilly in the cold, but the wait was worth it. And it was clearly much more fun than being at school. And then a visit to the Norfolk and Norwich Association for the Blind. The Queen is patron of the charity, which helps 20,000 people in Norfolk with poor sight. Among them, Paige Simmons.
The crown jewels are now displayed in a specially designed and highly secure accommodation.
So a busy day for the royal couple and smiles all around for everyone who got to see them. Natalie Gray, Anglia News, Norwich.
Lovely day there. Just seeing those little schoolboys over those little flags just reminded me of the time, 1977, Queen's Silver Jubilee year. We were at school and we were going to march down the road to see the Queen and Prince Philip wander past in their car. And it's about 1.5 miles down the road, so off we wandered, the whole school down there. We were waiting there for about an hour and a half, waiting there with the flags. When the car came past, woof, about 30 seconds it took. We barely saw her face. Then we went back again.
And you just stood there in your
Still
little
great.
shorts. I'm sure she remembers.
Good legs.
Stay with us here on ITV Anglia.
Amanda's here with the weather, and one of our reporters is camping it up, so to speak.
She's got all the right moves, but a fire that severely damaged 3 homes in Harlow is thought to have been started deliberately. Firefighters were called to a row of terraced houses on the Bearcroft estate on Saturday. 18 families had to be moved out of their homes as a precaution, and 1 man was treated for breathing in smoke. An arson attack on the same estate last July left 5 families homeless. South Anglia Housing Association say safety is a priority, but residents want more to be done to ensure their safety.
People at Bearcroft have had this more than once now, so they know the problems are very real and are there. I don't think it's good enough for the Housing Association to simply issue a statement saying we're on the estate looking at it, when actually there's no sign of anything here at all. There's certainly no works going on.
4 men have been arrested after a man in his 20s was found with serious injuries at Orwell Country Park in Nacton. The victim is being treated at Addenbrooke's Hospital in Cambridge with multiple life-threatening injuries. A 17-year-old, 2 18-year-olds and a 20-year-old, who are all from Ipswich, have been arrested on suspicion of assault and causing grievous bodily harm with intent.
Flights from Stansted and Luton airports are getting back to normal this afternoon after a second wave of cancellations caused by volcanic ash.
Flights to some destinations were grounded at 7 this morning, but started again at lunchtime, as Lorna Ramsey now reports.
Another cloud of ash, another day of disruptions. At Luton, 8 flights to and from the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland were cancelled, and 10 were cancelled at Stansted.
We came to London for a few days, hoping after the last time the volcano went off that this wouldn't happen, but it has. So
very stressed and very tired as well, because obviously I didn't sleep.
Last month, flights over Europe were banned for 6 days because of fears the effect the volcanic ash could have on planes' engines. This morning, Ryanair alone has been forced to cancel 105 flights, affecting 16,000 passengers.
This now has been lifted for the afternoon, so the flights will be operating normally this afternoon, and we ask passengers to check the website for any further update that might be coming.
Although today's disruption isn't on the same scale as last month's, many passengers stranded here at Stansted have the same desperate need to get home to loved ones. Passengers like Nolene Grattan from North London. She's trying to get to Dublin to care for her 88-year-old mother, who has just come out of hospital. Her flight this morning was cancelled, but she managed to get on the 1:35 p.m. flight from Stansted, the first to leave this afternoon.
Then he looked at the screen and said, "Oh, I've got one seat," so I was very lucky. Yes, I'm delighted.
So you're flying to Dublin?
Flying to Dublin, so hopefully I'll get there in time to look after my mum.
So although all passengers might not be lucky enough to get another flight so quickly, at least Nolene will make it to her mother's bedside. Lorna Ramsey, Anglia News, Stansted.
Speeding drivers in Norwich have been given an unusual choice of punishment.
Please think about us and don't speed when you're driving.
Instead of being given a ticket, they were offered the alternative of a lecture by school children from Lakenham Primary.
Well, I think it's good because it's telling people not to speed, and it's very effective on some people, and they don't speed now.
We done it last week, and all the people that we stopped did choose to listen to us, and I think they were a bit embarrassed.
A mum from Great Yarmouth has been to Downing Street in a bid to change the way premature babies are treated. Sarah Capewell's son, Jaden, died after he was born at just 21 weeks and 5 days. Sarah believes he could have survived if doctors had given him treatment. But national guidelines say babies under 22 weeks are considered too premature. She wants that to change.
Today we handed in 19,170 signatures in petition to number 10. We've been doing a lot of research on premature birth, as well as raising a lot of awareness for babies born below 22 weeks.
Well, some sport now. The championship season is over for Ipswich and Peterborough, with contrasting final day emotions for both sets of fans.
Yes, a rare taste of success for posh supporters, completely the opposite for those who follow Ipswich. Donovan Blake has more.
Everything was geared towards an end-of-season flourish at Portman Road, especially with the military as special guests. The game was Ipswich's contribution for the Help for Heroes charity, but their players couldn't live up to the occasion as Sheffield United took charge. Former Colchester player Mark Yates and ex-Norwich lone striker Ched Evans, each scoring either side of half-time. And when young Tom Eastman received a second yellow to be sent off on his debut, Richard Creswell compounded the misery for home supporters with a third. Ipswich finishing 15th in the end, while Posh ended the season on a high with only their second away win of the campaign. They trailed at half-time against Plymouth, but Craig McHale-Smith scored twice in 6 second-half minutes to give their long-suffering fans something to shout about. Donovan Blake, Anglia News.
A devastating